per the agenda. And we will continue with the rollup function that is available as part of summarize. And also we will continue with the time intelligence function, which is one of the important topics in DAX. And as part of the time intelligence function, we'll take a look at what is MTD, what is QTD, and what is YTD, and what are the functions that are available as part of the DAX to obtain the month to date, QTD, quarter to date, Y to date thing. And also we will see how we can do the cumulative total. And then we will take a look at what is same period, and then we will see parallel period. And we have something called DateAdd function. We will compare and contrast the DateAdd function total with the total YTD, QTD and all. Fine. Okay. So now let us get started with the summarize function. Summarize, in the last session, we just ended up with the summarize function. Using summarize function, you can perform group by operation. Okay. So I just go to the DAX Studio. DAX Studio is a free software. You can download it from the internet. Even if you don't have the DAX, you forget it. Okay. At this moment. And it is not that you have to use DAX Studio, but if you use DAX Studio and if you mention it in your profile, it will add more weightage to your biodata. Because in DAX Studio, you can see the performance related issues, all the things. Look here, I just started DAX Studio and I already opened the Power BI desktop in my system. So this is my Power BI desktop and this is a report file. The file name is something like DAX last part, July batch. So I am going to select this PBI instead of table or server. I need to select this one because we are going to use the DAX Studio to connect to the Power BI desktop. Hence, I selected it. Since I opened only one Power BI desktop report, it shows in this list down, right? Shows only one. I connect to this file from DAX Studio. Good. So I can see that all the files that I used it here. Look here. DIM category and DIM customer, all these file already I loaded it in the interest of time. Sales fact, all these, whatever the tables that you see it here, or you can see the same thing here also. Fine, good. And now let us take a look at the summarize function. In the interest of time, I just go ahead and explain you with the syntax of this one. So evaluate summarize function. This is my table name. And group by on this column. This is a grouping column. 1 second, let me just expand this so that there should. So this is a grouping column. Okay, region, and the aggregation is on this column. Sum. I'm doing the aggregation on this column. Okay, fine. So I just simply copy paste this in the interest of time. Look here. When you copy paste it from your PowerPoint to this one, it will cause some problem. VT, something like that, some junk character will come. You can just remove that and then simply put it like this. So you need to select all these things. Format query. There is an option called format query and short line. Yeah. So if you format it, it will be good. It looks so readable. The first argument is your table. Second column is your group by column. And this is the total sales is the name for this column. Fine, I just go and click on run. Let us see what happens. When I clicked, the moment when I clicked run, I could see that region wise total sales. In the bottom, you can see the output. So in each region, how much total sales we made. In each region, we can see that, right? So this is the thing. So here we have grouped it based on the region column. So next, and if you wanted to add more than one group by column, that is also possible. So here I'm using the rollup function. The next one is the rollup function. This is pretty simple one, the summarize function here. And rollup in summarize computes subtotals for the specified columns. We will see what is happening here. And a lot of, I need to remove the VT here because since I copied from PowerPoint, some formatting issues are happening. Best thing what you do, instead of putting it here directly, you take a notepad and then you put it in the notepad first. Even in the notepad, the same thing. Yeah, there is no escape. You have to do some cleaning here. The VT and all, you need to remove it. Okay, so here, because it's all very specific to Power BI, sorry, the PowerPoint. I'm going to remove this. Here I'm going to remove this one also. And now if you select all these things, and then now you format query, short line query. See, there is a problem here. Okay, let me just do one thing. Then let's summarize. Okay, the first argument is this one. Let me just do one thing. I will just select all these things and let me use the long line. There is a problem here. Is subtotal, and then you need to put one more thing here. Okay. Okay, now it is doing good job. And see, I just missed out one simple closed parenthesis. It has gone, right? It is throwing an error. Don't worry, I will just save this as, you can save it as the assignment folder. I'm doing it. So this one get saved as a query, so that if I share it, it will be like a notepad. You can open it and put it in your thing and it will work. Look here, in this case, I have used more than one group by column. So region and segment. Okay. The first argument of summarize is as usual the table name. You cannot specify the column name. You have to specify the table name. And followed by this, I have used the rollup function. The rollup function, I specify the group by region and segment. And then what I want to count, the total number of orders, and then is subtotal. Okay, I want to display the segment wise subtotal. Okay, I did this. Look here, East region, the consumer segment, how many number of records are there? 594. Here false. Segment is subtotal function. What it does is, wherever you find true, look here. So that means from here only you can see the subtotal. In East region, look here, in East region, there are 4 records are there, right? Because we have 4 segments are there. Consumer segment, corporate, home office. There is a blank record here. Hence, it's counted as a 1. Okay. And for all these records put together, how many number of records are there? How many number of transactions happened in East region? You want to see it? If you scroll down here, 1173. And Oceania, in Oceania, how many? So 1075, 1600, 1900 and all, right? Here, Oceania 2000 something. Okay, here, yeah. So this itself 958, yeah, 2000 and all. So that is what you can see here. So what you are seeing here is false, because this is not a subtotal. Okay, and we did a subtotal for this segment column, right? So segment column, I have used it. And if you scroll down here, you can see that for all this segment put together in each region, what is the total sales? So in this 4 segment, what is the total number of records? Okay, this is a subtotal, true. What you are seeing here is in the East region consumer segment, the segment wise total number of records in region wise, you can see it here. But now what I did the subtotal on the segment. So I add all these values and then put it against each region. That is enough. So that's why it shows the segment wise total or the subtotal starts from here. This true indicates the subtotal starts from here. Got it? That is the whole advantage of using rollup function. The next one is, we will see, is there anything else that I can do it? Location key. If you want to see, use the location key, you can use this one. So location wise also you can see it here. Anyhow, what I will do is I will fix this thing, because if I do it everything now, it will take time. Let me just. Okay, you don't have to remove the VT also. simply click on long line or select all these things, press F6. It will get formatted. Okay. And now I do click on this one, query batch completed with errors. There are some error is there here. Here I can see that what kind of error. Query batch completed with errors, cannot find fact sales. Oh, this is sales fact. You got it? So cannot find table fact sales. Actually, we don't have the table by the name of fact sales. Here I have used the sales fact, right? So you need to rename it accordingly. Sales fact. So how to troubleshoot real time? If you will get a lot of error in the real time scenario. And if you know all these things now, it will be good. And run F5. I think the run is F5, I guess. Yeah, F5. I press F5, control F5, I think. No, it's a function key. It will take some time. Sales fact, sales fact, sales fact, sales fact, right? Yeah, let me right click on it. Clear cache and then run. Okay, and let us see what happens. Press F5, otherwise, look here, I just click on, select this one, press F5. Yeah, F5 is working. Sometimes it will cause some confusion. Location key, look here in Bangalore, in product ID, how many number of records we sold. So this subtotal is not a subtotal. Here the only one total is there. Okay, location key 92. All these things got added together. All the location put together, we could see that 92 transactions happened, right? So that is what we can see it here. And the next one is you can find out the sum, max, average, subtotal also. Instead of always using sum, you can find out maximum sale, average sale, subtotal, everything category wise you can see it. All these things will share it as a dot file. The query file I will send it to you, don't worry. Okay. Next, we will jump into time intelligence function. So now you understood what is summarize function and what is roll up function. With summarize function, you can do group by. Okay, you can do group by, and you can do aggregation also with this one. And next, we will take a look at the TopN functions. I just move to the DAX, and we will take a look at the other functions like RANKX function, how the RANKX function works. We will take a look at it. And here what I am going to do is I'm going to create table. I'm going to create a table here. I'm going to use the product name. And product name. And then what is the total sales? I have created something like a total sales fact. In the interest of time, I just show you. Look here, in the sales fact, there is a column called sales amount. Do the sum of total sales and then put it in a variable. Now this variable is my measure. Simply, I just drag and drop it here. So once you create a measure, you can reuse it whenever you need it. You don't have to use sum every time. Okay. Okay. Now we can see that product wise, how much sales we made. Okay. And if I click on this column, it will sort the data in descending order, so that you will get to know which product we made more sales. In ice cream, we made more sales. Okay, done. And next one is I'm going to find out the rank. Okay, rank of okay, so we will have to do some kind of ranking. So based on the sales. Okay, and for that I'm going to create a measure. So go to modeling. and click on a new measure. Product sales by rank. You can create it for customer also. Okay, which all customer, you can rank the customers based on the amount that this send. Product sales rank using the RANKX function. I'm doing it. So you have the RANKX function. What I do is I just format it, RANKX function, and then the next line I'm going to use all is to remove the filter, because I don't want to do filtering for each and every row, each and every record. When you do the total sales, find out the rank. Okay, I just did this. If I don't use all, what will happen is for each and every row, it will do the ranking for the items that are displayed here. Okay, well, it will put 1 1 1 1 something. I don't want that to happen. Take the total sales amount, and then for the total sales amount, right, do the ranking for this one. So here, product sales rank, I just put it here. So I can get the rank here. Now I can see the rank. Very good. So here I can see that these two products, ice cream got ranked as one based on the sales we made it. And cashew nut and shampoo, it gave the ranking by 3 here. Okay, and then X, it gave 6. And for these items, because more or less the sales amount value is somewhat similar, it does the ranking. Okay, and this ranking is done automatically. Okay, so it gives the ranking for 6 for all these values, and somewhere it skipped it. For first of all, year 1, it has given, it ranked this one as a 1, and since these two products values are somewhat same, it assigned the rank as 3. Since we have two values or 3, it just skipped the value 2 here. Okay, and for that, what I am going to do is I'm going to use an argument called dense. Okay, I'm going to use an argument called dense. I'll just show you here. So here what I did, my table name, and then this is my measure, and comma here I've given, and dense, comma dense. Okay, here you need to specify either ascending or descending, and then you specify the dense here. So this dense, what it does is, I will just show you by just dragging and dropping here. It maintains the order here. Since these two products values are somewhat similar, it assigned the rank as 3 3. Since it assigned 3 3, the sequence of ranking has gone. Actually, after 1 2 should come, and then 3 4 5 6 should come. Since these two values having the similar rank, right? This is called tie. Tie means both of them are same. In the cricket match, sorry, the football match, you might have heard about this term tie, right? So both of them are somewhat similar to assign the same value, rank, and but because of which it skipped the 2. After 1, it skipped the value 2. So I don't want the values to be skipped. So for that purpose, I have used dense here. It is not showing that. 1 second. If I go here, look here. So the first argument is your, as usual, for rank X. What is the X? Any function that ends with X, that is called your iterating function. Ranks is an iterating function. Since it is an iterating function, the first argument is supposed to be table. But here I have used all function. remove all the filter on this table. The reason is if I don't specify this, it will give 1, 1. It will give ranking by the rows. It will give 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 for all the rows. I know since you remove the filter, what it does is it takes into account the total sales amount for each and everything, and then it does the ranking, and then this is the sales amount. Okay, based so ranking has to be done based on what? Quantity sold or amount sold? Amount sold, right? Amount, right? So this is the amount, how much amount we made. And then the comma here is ascending or descending, and here I did not specify anything. I think by default it is ascending and comma dense. Since I've given dense, it is not skipping the ranking value. So after 1 it considers 2, and again 3 is considered 2, and next one is 3 and 4, and here 5, we don't see any 5 here because there is a drastic difference between these two, hence it could not give 5 here, and next one 6, and 17, 42, 43, 41. It does the ranking. So this is how the ranking works. Okay, now the question is, so now I'll tell you one thing. So how do I do the ranking based on the customer? So here we have done the based on the sales for each product, we did the rank. So with this, we can easily understand the first ice cream ranked as 1 because the sale is more here. And these two are more or less same as cashew nut and shampoo. The RANKX function assign the rank as 2. And for these 3 are more or less same except this one. And it gives somehow it gives this one also rating 3. Because this one falls in another category, I think, because of which it is doing this. Fine. The next one is I just simply copy paste this one. Instead of product name, I'm going to use the customer name now. Okay, instead of product name, I'm going to use the customer name. So here, so some in real-time scenario, you will have requirements like this. They don't want the ranking to be done based on the customer product name. Instead, they want the ranking to be done on the customer name. Okay, product sales rank X 1, 1, 3, 6 is it gives us. So what I am going to do is I am going to create rank of customer. Look here, I am going to do something like this here. Rank of customer. So in this case, in the all function, I give the customer name because initially we use customer name. So customer name, total product, sales fact. So here I just drag and drop this one. So we are not supposed to use this one because we want to do the ranking by customer name, okay, and based on their sales. Here product sales rank X, I'm going to remove it, and total sales. Again, it does the the ranking by total sales only, but you remove the filter on the customer name. If you don't remove the filter on the customer name, for each row it does the ranking and it will assign 1, 1, 1 to it. Okay, and then product sales, I'm going to remove it from here. 1, 2, 3 here, we don't see any customer, so we don't see the tie. Tie means same value, TIE. Tie break, right? So we have something like tie. Both in the football match, team A, team B, both of them scored the same goals, right? 5-5. Let's say 5-5. This guy got 5 and that team got 5. Hence tie. Match ended with tie. We say, right? The similar thing is applied. So 2-2 here. And here we don't see any tie here. So this is good. So you need to understand the difference between these two. That's why I created a rank of customer. So in this case, I removed the filter on the customer name and I did like this. But here what I did, rank of product. Here I simply put the sales fact table, removed all the filter, and I put the total sales fact. So now you might be asking this. Here we have used product as a first thing, and product name. Now it shows something else, right? 1, 3, 3, 6, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Here, ideally, with this example, now you should be able to relate this one, right? So we should have filtered, we should have removed the filter on the product name instead of removing the filter on the sales fact table. Okay, so now it gives something odd here, but with the help of dense, we are able to streamline it very well here, right? So one, since two, three are there, same values are there, it assigns two here. Obviously, of these two values, this one is bigger, hence it assigns the ranking 2. And this one is a little lesser than this one, hence it gives 3. And this one is 4, because obviously this value is bigger than this. So it makes more sense than the previous one, right? The previous one is not applicable because we are using the product name as the first column. Hence, we need to remove the filter on the product name so that we are able to get the correct thing with the correct ranking with the help of dense. Though the ranks function, we have used it, it's not much helpful. But in the RANKX function, there is an option called dense function, helps us to do the ranking perfectly, right? So now you understood how the RANKX function works. I'm going to rename it as a RANKX. Next one is the TopN function. So to find out the top 5 customers or top 3 products or top 3 products, there is a function called TopN. It is available, but TopN function returns a table. So hence the TopN function returns a table. You need to use a new table. Instead of using a measure, you need to use a table. Here I'm going to see top 3 customers by sales. Sorry, top N, the first argument, look here, the syntax, N value. So you wanted to specify top 5 or top 3, and then you need to specify that value, top 3, top 2, or top 10. And then you need to specify the table name. And then the third argument is optional order by. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is top and an expression. You can specify the order by expression. Here I'm going to say top 3. And then the next line, I'm going to say sales fact. And I'm going to say here, calculate sum of sales not this one, sorry. Or you can say top 3. No, not that, top 3. Total sales. Pretty cool. No error. And now this got executed. So top 3 customer by sales, a new table got created. So you will not be able to see it here. You need to go to the data view. And here you can see top 3 customers by sale. Not that one. Top 3 customers by sales. Look here, sales amount. You look at here. So in this case also what happens? Here 1800. This is the transaction. Okay, and 1800, 1003 values are same. Okay, hence it consists a single one. And 18,000, 18,000, right? So for these 3 things, it found them as the second and third. So this is the top 3 product. So the top N function returns a table. It is not a measure. Okay, so top N function, you'll have to use the table and click on new table, and you need to specify this one. It's pretty simple and straightforward. The top 3 sales, top 10 sales, you can find out with the help of top N function. This is also one of the most frequently used function in analytics, data analytics, the top N function, RANKX function. Hope with the help of this, you are able to understand. What I do is I just simply copy this, and then I go back to the report canvas, and I just go to the insert and click on text box, because I'm going to share this script with you all. If I leave blank here, you will get confused. Create the below and in new table, not measure. So see the output, you need to go to the data view and see top 3 customers by sales. Okay, and with that you can see it. And next one is our month to date year time intelligence function. Time intelligence. Then, so here I'm going to use the sales W04 data set because that is the one has a lot of data in it. Hence, I'm going to, for each month, we have the data in it. And before I jump in here, I just explain you what is calendar function. This is also one of the time intelligence function, the calendar function. Look here, I just clicked on calendar here. So you can specify whatever name that you want. If you want to specify dim date, yeah, you can specify dim date also, dimension, date dimension. Okay, here I just specify calendar. On the right side of the equal sign, you can see the calendar function. Inside the function, I have used minimum and maximum. This is my sales transaction data file. So pick up the minimum order date and pick up the maximum order date. Between these two minimum and maximum order date, whatever the dates are that you generate it sequentially and create a calendar table. So in the date table, the date column should not have any duplicate value. It should not have a missing value. It should not have a skipped date. The value should get stored continuously, okay, sequentially. So starting from the least, the minimum order date till the maximum order date. You need to check with your customer whether you can use the minimum order date or maximum order date. Okay, order date column, or can use some other column. Okay, but order date is the basic thing. You'll have to use order date. In most of the cases, we use it like this. So in this case, what will happen is, as and when new data, when you try to load it in this one, still it will go and dynamically pick up the maximum order date. Automatically, this calendar date will get updated. For example, you are going to load 2022 data in it. Okay. Along with this 2022, what will happen is the maximum order date is going to be 2022. And starting from the beginning of the order date to till date, it will generate the date calendar. But the values will be stored sequentially, whether you had a transaction on a specific date or specific month or not. But this is mandatory. This is one of the prerequisites to create a calendar table. Otherwise, the time intelligence function will not work. Okay, I just created the calendar function. Pretty simple. Look here. So in the case of calendar function, the minimum maximum will generate the date column, but that is not sufficient. So you need to create a new column. So here you need to create year, month, day, weekday, because we do analytics based on the day of week also, weekday also, right? So how do I extract year from this? There is a function called year calendar date. So the calendar is the table name and the first column is date. Okay, so it fetches this one, and next one is month number, month function. So we'll return, okay, this is first month and this is also January 1st. So 111 month number, month prefix. Month prefix, there is no function is available directly. Unit is a format function. And if you specify triple M, it will use 3 name. Or if you use 4M, I think so, it will give you the full name of the month. We don't need full month name. So format function, quarter function, there is a built-in function, quarter is available, using which you can extract. And similarly, day function is available. And format DDD, this gives you the day in text. Okay. And next one is weekday function is available. And weekday is 2. Look here, I mentioned 2. So for us, the weekday starts from Monday. So look here, Monday, if you see here, Monday, weekday, you put it 2 here. Okay, and Sunday is 1. Okay, Sunday is 1 and Monday is 2. This is very much helpful when you plot a chart in your column chart or bar chart, right? So it is very much helpful. In the x-axis, if you specify Monday through Friday, so it will not get started in alphabetic order. Instead, based on the day, it will get sorted, and then it will show Monday through Friday or Monday to Sunday. If you want to, plot it like this, this one is very much helpful. Okay, fine. Anyhow, I will show you later. At this moment, you understood. So when you click on each and every column, you can see what function that I used it to create these columns. Okay, now my calendar table is ready. And when I go back to this one, and I'm going to select a matrix now. I'm going to create a matrix now. Okay, first of all, I'm going to use a month column, the calendar. So the date, I have something called month is available. I just drag and drop it here. January, February, March, everything is available. And the next one is, I just go to the sales W04. And here I'm going to drag and drop the sales here. Okay, this is the sales for each month. Okay. And the next one is, okay, I'm going to select the day also here. Moment when I dragged and dropped the date here, you can see that the icon got enabled. The drill down, drill up, all these things. I'm going to click on this one. So you can see that in January 1 to 31 days. So each day, how much sales we made. And this one here itself, it will show you the total sales for January. So if you see here, so year 24,206, all these things put together, it gives you the subtotal here. If I click on the drill app, you can see in January how much total we made. February. If you want to see the breakup, you just click on this one. You can see the January, February month, the day by sales by day, each day, you can see it here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a column called month to date. So what is month to date? How many of you remember? We discussed about a month to date. So month to date, right, is a period. It starts from the beginning of the current month and ends at the current date, but it does not takes into account of the today's date. So today's date is, what is that? 30th July, right? So month to date is for this month, right? So 1st July to 29th July. That is what your month to date. It does not include today's date because the end of the business for the current day has not yet occurred, right? So, so that is how usually we take into account of this one, the month to date. And next one is quarter to date. So quarter to date starts at the beginning of the current quarter and ends at the current date. Okay. And the next one is year to date. Year to date also the same thing. In the case of year to date, it is a period starting from the first day of the current year, continuing up to the current day. Okay. And there is a calendar year. Okay. And calendar in US is January 1st to 31st December. Whereas the calendar is common everywhere, right? 1st January to 31st December. And whereas fiscal year is a time period lasting for a year, but beginning from January 1st. This is in the case of USA. In the case of India, it is different. We will see to that also in India, how do we use the fiscal year date and all, we will see it. And now we will go and create a measure called sales M to date, month to date sales. Already I created the sales M to date in the interest of time, right? Look here, total sales. I mentioned total sales and calendar date. Okay. And total sales is a measure, sum of sales on a sales W04 data set and calendar date. This is very much important. You need to specify the calendar date. So this is called your total MTD function. There is a built-in function or the time intelligence function called total MTD is available. This makes our job pretty simple. The first argument is supposed to be your, look here, expression. In this case, the expression is the measure and next one is dates. And if you want to do some kind of filtering, you can do filtering, but here we don't have to do any filtering. and simply you say calendar date. Okay, and just press enter. Okay, you are done. And I just drag and drop this one here. So this is for all the, I think we have 4 years data is there here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a slicer. In the slicer, I'm going to put the year. I just drag and drop the year for our reference. And I'm going to use the list one. Okay. And I could see some blank values are there. Okay. And if I select 2011, look here, I just selected for the year 2011. For this year, the January month to till all the month, right? It shows here. It got 12 months for January month. We can see the month to date sales also. Look here. For example, if somebody is asking you, what is the month to date sales on 3rd January? So it is a cumulative total. This column has a cumulative total. 528 plus 67 plus 314.22 is 842. So 838.42. And 842 plus 3998 is kind of a running total. If somebody is asking you, hey, what is the 11th January, the month to date sales? 33,000. What is the sales on that specific date? 5,959. The month to date sales is 33,000. This is how you need to interpret. Got it? And the next one is the quarter to date. So already I did this one. So quarter to date. Instead of using MTD, you need to use QTD, total QTD. So it makes our job pretty simple. And here you need to specify calendar date, that's all. And I just go and drag and drop it here. Quarter to date. And if you see the quarter to date, and for example, yeah, if you notice it closely here, up to this 31st December, 31st January, it did the cumulative total. And then when it comes to February, what happens is in the case of a month to date, if you see here, right, month to date, the value got reset. So on February 1st, whatever the sale was there, the same thing is getting reflected on the month to date. Because if somebody is asking in February 1st, what is the month to date sales? The same value. You cannot say this value, right? So if somebody is asking the 31st January, what is the month to date sales? 86,740. But the same thing is appearing even in the quarter to date also. Okay. And but for month to date, every month, this value gets reset. The cumulative total gets reset for each month. Whereas in the case of quarter to date, what happens is, and for the first 3 months, right, calendar date. So first 3 months, okay, why first 3 months? Look here, January, 86,740. Unlike the month to date, in the case of quarter to date, it does the cumulative total, 86,740 plus this. Similarly, it goes on and on. And then March month, is ends the calendar date. And then if you see here, April month, this value got reset. So for month to date, every month, the month to date value will get reset. The beginning of every month, the month to date value will get reset. Whereas in the case of quarter date, the beginning of every new quarter, the value will get reset. Got it? So that you can compare it. Let's say you are in the 15th March. If somebody is asking you what is the sales on 15th March, if they ask you what is the month to date sales, what is the quarter to date sales? You can give 3 different values here in one go. Okay. And the next one is YTD, year to date. I just show you total YTD. It's very simple, right? So month to date, you need to use MTD. QTD, you need to use QTD. And for year, you need to use Y2D function. The first argument is your expression or the measure. And second argument is the calendar day. You can simply drag and drop it here. year to date. Okay, the year to date, if you see here, you will find a running total. Okay, till the end of this year, it will do the complete total year. So this is the sales amount, total sales amount, all the 12-year put together. Month to date also it is different, whereas here it's a running total, right? So 1726, it will not get reset. If you select more than 1 year, for every new year, this value will get reset. Okay, 2011 and all. Okay, and for that I will create another visual wherein we can see only the years. I put only year here. So if you see here, for each year, the year to date value gets changed, right? So it will get reset. And the next one is we need to, let's see if somebody wants to see the cumulative total. If they want to see the running total. Okay, so you can use the cumulative total. So even for this, I have already created. The interest of time, I'll show you how it works. So here, if let me just do this one. So I have used a calculate function. There is no built-in functions available to find out the cumulative total. And here we can use some logic to implement the cumulative total. So this is a measure cumulative total. Here I've used the calculate function. The first argument sum of sales. Okay, I can use the measure also, right? Instead of this, I can reuse the measure. Why sum of sales? I am going to use total sales. Yes, I'm done with it. And the second one is filter function. I used it. In the filter function, what I am doing is I've specified the calendar date as the first argument. Filter, remove all the filter on date column. And next what to do is date is less than or equal to max of calendar date. The calendar date is less than or equal to max of calendar date. So in this case, the filter table is used to remove the filter context. Sorry, all function in the filter function, right? All function inside this filter function, especially the all function, is helped us to remove the filter context. It allows the calculate function to look at the earliest date in the data set, and then it sums the cumulative total sales up to the current date. This is the logic. The current date is calculated with the max function. The max function will give the recent date, the current date, right? This one starts from the beginning of the order date. You remember the calendar date, we have the minimum order date to till the maximum order date. Okay, that is what is happening. Start from the minimum to the maximum date, whatever the sales amount is there, you can submit. So that is what your aggregation, the cumulative total. So in that, if I drag and drop this, what will happen is, if I select 2011, look here, for 2011, only we started the business. Before 2000, there was no sales. Hence, whatever the current month sales, it took into account. And the calendar date is less than the max of the current date is this one, right? So the this is the sales amount. These two values will get added here. That's logic, okay? And then all the previous date values plus the current date value, whatever is there, it does the aggregation. So if you see here, cumulative. So both the cumulative total and total year to date, both of them look same, right? So you can use total year to date. If you are very particular about seeing the report on a year-on-year basis, by selecting one year after another year, then total YTD is more than sufficient. The year itself, it does the cumulative total. Okay, and if you are going to select more than 1 year, right? In that case, this is cumulative total is very much helpful. Look here. So 2 years put together, what is the total? And then it keeps add the values one after another. Okay. So hope you understood, what is month to date, total YTD, total MTD, sorry, total MTD, total QTD, total YTD function is available. With the help of that one, we should be able to do the this one. Okay. And the next one is parallel period and same period. We have something else called parallel period and same period. So what I am going to do is I'm going to copy this visual and then I'll put it in a new page. Simply, I will paste it. So here, 2011, 12, 13, everything is there. I'm going to create, the same period last year. So for example, you wanted to compare side by side. What is the previous year sales in 2012? So if you display here, this value 2023 alongside, it will be pretty easier, right? So for that purpose, I have just created same period last year. This is the function, the calculate function, and same period last year. So what is this? Last year, the same period. What is the sales, right? So same period last year. So this one, what it does is, if I drag and drop it here, so current year, 2011, prior to 2011, we did not start the company. Hence, it is blank year. And 2012, this is the total sales. And what is the 2011 year sales? Instead of seeing it here, you can see it here side by side. And 3074. And what is the 2012 sales? 2374. You can see the total year. And if you want to see the total year to date also, you can see it and cumulative total. If you want to see it, you can display it along with this. This is the advantage same period last year. In same period last year, what is the sales? And we have something that's called parallel period. When you click on the parallel period, the calculate function, I used it. You cannot use it directly, the parallel period and same period last year. You need to use calculate function. Okay. So the first argument is date column from your calendar and -1 year. So the second argument specifies the interval and year. So I want to go back 1 year from the current calendar date. Okay. So here 2012, and since I mentioned -1, it can go back 1 year. Okay. And I can specify -2, -3 also. The advantage of parallel period is you can go back to 1 year, 2 year or so. Okay. Whereas the same period last year, you can go back 1 year only. You cannot go back 2 year, 3 year or so. Okay. So, and you can specify the +1 also, I think, yes. Yes. So you can go back and forth. Okay. And 2023, 2012. And what is the next year's sales, right? So 2374. See, the 2023 is 20374. 2011 and 2012, if you want to compare it parallelly, here that is also possible. And here 2374, 3047. Okay, and this is doing some kind of thing here. The total sales as of 2012, okay, including that. Okay, this is 1 second. Let me do one thing. First, we will go step by step. -1 here. See, 3857 is correct. Yeah. Okay, parallel period. Look here. So 2374. And side by side, see, both of them are same period last year and parallel period. Both of them are more or less same, but the difference is using parallel period, you can go back 2 year or 3 year or so. Or if you want to go forward also, that is possible. That is the difference between parallel period. There is a limitation here. You cannot go back with this one. You can go forward also, like I've shown, right? Anyhow, we will come back to that little later. And then we have something called DateAdd function. The DateAdd function, even in DateAdd function, you can specify -1. Okay, you can go by backward and forward also, and DateAdd. And I just, if I drag and drop it here, you will see what happens. The parallel period and DateAdd is more or less same, but there is a subtle difference. I just move this up here. Look here, all these three values are same, right? This is total YTD. This is for our reference. We just put it here. So here the advantage of using parallel period and DateAdd is more or less same, and the same period has a limitations. You can go back 1 year only, but in the parallel period and DateAdd, you can go back and forward. Okay, and supposing you wanted to go back instead of year, you want to see month, it is possible. You go back previous month. Instead of year, if you want to use a month here, you can use it. What is my current month and the next month? Current month and next month sales, you can compare it. If you specify, instead of year, you can specify month here. That is also another added advantage of using DateAdd and parallel period. Okay, here you can specify the, sorry, with the DateAdd, you can specify month also. In the parallel period, in the parallel period also, you can specify this one. For example, let's say we just click here. I just say number of intervals. Okay, and if you want to see the help, I just go to the why to go here, and then I just go to the Microsoft documentation. docs.microsoft.com. So this is the most authenticated one. Number of intervals. So dates, a column that contains dates and number of intervals. And if you see here, see the expression and parallel period. So -1 comma year, you can specify it here. Okay, year. And here you can specify quarter, month also. The interval parameter is an enumeration. This is what the last one is, your interval. You can specify year, quarter, month. Similarly, if you wanted to use previous quarter, right? The previous quarter is also available. Previous quarter, date, time, date key, it gives you the previous quarter sales, and previous month, previous quarter. Many things are available, but with the parallel period, with this function consistently, you can, if you want to use it, you can use it, so that you can compare the current year with the previous year and previous quarter, previous month also possible. And we have something called DateAdd. Yeah, DateAdd is a function. With the DateAdd function also, you can specify the year, quarter, month, but day wise it is available. So this is the difference between parallel period and DateAdd. So you can compare today's date with yesterday's date sales. Okay, but with parallel period, you can do year, quarter, month. With DateAdd, till day you can see it. What is today's sales and yesterday's sales? You can say -1 if you specify, -1 comma day if you specify it. Look here. See in here, you can specify month, quarter, everything. And in the case of DateAdd, if you want to see the current day and previous day sales, you can specify day here. So that much flexibility you can get it with the help of DateAdd. And one more thing is DateMTD. You remember I have used TOTALMTD function. Instead, you can use DateMTD. And DateMTD is recommended by the Microsoft. This one is not supported in direct query mode. So this is one drawback with direct query mode. This is not supported in DateMTD and TOTALMTD. See, direct query mode, most of them are not supported, okay, when used in calculated columns or row level security. So when you use it in calculated columns, we are not going to use in calculate column. We are going to use it in the measures only. We have used so far the measures, right? So you can use dates MTD, date MTD or total MTD. Both of them are doing the same functionality. But still, Microsoft suggests us to use date MTD. So for you, the assignment is, you can, I'll share this file today. You can replace the total MTD wherever I used it. See, in the previous page, I used MTD, total MTD. Instead, you can use the date MTD. Okay, and dates MTD function. So here you can specify the dates directly here. Some of the dates MTD date key. Okay, and this one will give you, but you need to use calculate function. You cannot use it directly, but you have to use calculate function to call the dates MTD function. Whereas total YTD, you can use it directly. I did not use any calculate function. But anyhow, it depends on your customer, and if you are able to convince your customer, that is enough. So here I did not use calculate function. Directly you can use total YTD. Okay, but if you have to use dates MTD, you can use this one. Inside the calculate function, you can use it. The advantages, right? You can use dates MTD along with calculate function. If you want to do some kind of complex expression, if you want to evaluate it, you can evaluate it here with the help of calculate function. And dates QTD and dates YTD, all these functions are available. And if you want to find out the end of month, you can pass the thing and you can get the end of month, first date, and first non-blank value, all the things you can get it as sort of time intelligence function. Okay, so the same period and dates add function also we have seen it, right? Same period and parallel period. And what else? We need to see it. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Rollup functions, summarize functions, all these functions, and including the parallel period, same period, and dates. And the same period has some limitations. You cannot specify all the intervals, and also you cannot go backward. Okay, and whereas parallel period and DateAdd, you can go backward and forward. And I would suggest you try with forward also. Okay, try and see it, how it works. In case of any issues, you let me know. Only thing is the interpretation. Okay, there will be some kind of difference with the interpretation. You just try it out. And usually we compare the current year sales with the previous year sales like this. Okay. And but the advantage these two are, you can up to see the day level. So what is today's date? That is the difference. That's all, not much. Just give me a second. Okay, we are done with time intelligence function. That's all. See, you can use dates MTD. This is assignment for you. Use dates MTD, QTD, YTD, and then you give it a try. And then the TopN function, all these things, you give it a try and come back with your answers. And also, I will send you a couple of other assignments tomorrow after completion of the session. Okay, you work during the weekdays, so that one will be focused more on some real-time scenarios. Okay, you work on that, and if possible, this upcoming Wednesday night we will hold only one session. Okay, to discuss about the real-time scenario related questions. Even in TopN, how to find out the dynamic TopN or dynamic rank function, how can you do that? All those things we will see. More dynamic related questions they will expect. Okay, how do you create dynamic column formatting? Those kind of things you can expect it. And tomorrow what we will do is we will continue with the Microsoft SQL Server. And also we'll discuss about the assignments. The why day after tomorrow. Tomorrow night we shall discuss about the assignments related to that one. You give it a try. Let me see how many of you can cut through that one. Okay. So okay, I'm done with this already. It's going to be 10:30. 10:15, 9:15 I started. Anyhow, we are able to complete it well ahead since I have reused the measures instead of typing it, right? Typing takes a longer time, and I loaded all the data before the session ends. You are able to complete it on time. So guys, if you want to see the measures, you need to click on the visual. So I just clicked on it. On the left side, you can see in the rows and columns, what are the columns that I used it in this one. You can see it here. See, in the rows I've used here, and the columns I did not use it anything. This is a matrix visual. Look here, this is a matrix visual. It got highlighted. I have used a matrix visual. This matrix visual rows I used here, and then the values column I used sales, and all these measures I just dragged and dropped it. And other clue is, when you select the visual, automatically the columns that I used it from the tables get highlighted. The calendar and sales W04, only these two tables I have selected the values, but I have selected many things here. Year and cumulative total got selected. DateAdd also I have used it. Parallel period, same period, total weight, all these things I use it. All the ticked columns are used in this visual. That is what you can understand it. Hope it helps you to understand how to find out and supposing you want to see parallel period and DateAdd, you just go and search it here, DateAdd. And so when you search it here, you can find this one, click on it, and you will find the formula or the logic I used it here. And if you want to see the next YTD, you need to clear this one, okay? And type YTD, total YTD, and you see the logic what I wrote it, and clear it, okay? That's all. And that's all. I'm done with everything from my side. And one more thing is what I was trying to say something. Fiscal sales YTD. Okay, and okay, anyhow, I'll just complete it in 2 minutes. So this is calendar year to date, but in real time scenario, they will ask you the fiscal year. So for Indians, the fiscal year starts from when? January to, sorry, the April 1st to next year, March 31, right? So that is what the fiscal thing. I'm going to create a new measure. This is very important. You can expect this one in the interview. Okay, fiscal sales Y to date. And here I'm going to say total YTD. Calendar date. And you can select this one also. There is no harm in selecting that. And next one is very important. 03 month and date you need to specify. So this is the end of the fiscal year for India. Okay, in this specify like this. That's all. This is very much important. Third argument. In YTD, you need to specify this one in order to consider the April 1st is the fiscal year start date, right? So you can use that one. And fiscal sales year to date, I just put it here. Let me select 2011. So here also it is same. And you need to check after March, what happens, it got reset, right? It got reset. So, but in the case of year to date, it is not getting reset. It is keep accumulating the values. But whereas after March, April 1st, it considers this one as this one. Got it? So this is the thing. Okay, you need to remember this thing. And you do some kind of analysis, compare the total year to date and fiscal sales Y to date, the values, and see, and then see why the totals are differing here, right? You just come back with the answers. Let me see how many of you are able to find out the answers. I'm not going to tell you now. So, okay, guys, we are done with almost all the important, the time intelligence functions, and RANKX and TopN summarize function also I've shown you. And including this one, I will share this script also, Rollup and summarize functions. So I'll share it with you all. Any questions so far? With this, I'm going to wrap up the Power BI session. And tomorrow we will touch up any missed out topics. And then we'll start with the Microsoft SQL Server. We'll try to speed it up. SQL Server, very well, right? SQL Server is same as MS SQL. And those of you still think, yes, I need to learn SQL Server in depth. Probably we will continue next weekend also, or weekdays will continue. Okay. But I would suggest next weekend, this upcoming Thursday, we will hold a session and we'll discuss about the real-time scenarios. Okay. And then we will review it. And then we will have a plan for interview preparation session. And then send me all your profile. We will take a look at, but don't send everything, all of you, please, in one go. Send, as and when you get time, right? So we will ask our people to work on your profile. You need to put different projects. It will take some time. Okay. And all these confusions happen from my side also, right? A lot of confusion